ground Hellspawn 777 requesting pushback.
Hellspawn 777 pushback. Request accepted.
Guys, how about that for an engine and rotor startup? This is the Airbus H135 and it has been brought to us by the Hype Performance Group. Yes, this is a helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and to be honest, I know there's been a flurry of helicopters from other YouTubers. I did pick up about this helicopter from the VR Flight Sim guy. I know Gamer Muscle very recently had a payware helicopter on his channel, and I must admit, I haven't really neglected Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just that since setting up my Ryzen 9 5900X, I have been really messing about with racing simulations in VR. But guys, when I saw this helicopter, I thought, you know what, I've got to stop messing about. I'm going to get Microsoft Flight Simulator sorted out, get the graphics settings sorted back out, and jump into this in VR. And it's what I've been doing probably for, you know, at least the last week, messing about with the helicopter in VR. Now guys, if you've watched my previous Microsoft Flight Simulator VR video, I did say I was not going to do any more videos until they sort out the mirror because of the HP Reverb G2 having a VR mirror only at 1080p. But guys, I'm so excited and so amazed about how this works in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I decided I am going to make a VR video just about the helicopter because it is that good. Guys, this is something that you have to experience for yourself. We can bang on about VR all day long. Until you have tried it, you're never going to appreciate what it feels like and what it looks like in VR, because it's something you have to experience basically. And this is really good. When you're flying in an aircraft, your forward momentum has to be a certain speed, and although you can look, depending on the aircraft and the canopy, you can see out. This is like having your very own London Eye bubble, which can just basically fly around, slow right down, hover, spin 360 degrees. The helicopters just give you so much opportunity to explore the scenery and your local area. If you want to learn your local area from the air, jump into this helicopter. Now guys, as I've already mentioned, I have filmed the flight in VR, so I'm not going to be too long on this end of it. Guys, please go and check out the Hype Performance Group on YouTube. Maybe go over to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums. I'll put links down below to their page. Check out their Discord servers and other things, and full kudos to the guys who've basically given this to us for free and design this helicopter, because wow guys, I've just got to say, absolutely brilliant. And considering Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't really do helicopter physics, to me it feels and flies like a helicopter. Now I did fly helicopters quite a lot back in the day on older versions of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not going to chat on too long, I'm going to jump into the VR video. Good morning guys, and welcome to Birmingham International Airport. We are in the Airbus H135, a helicopter finally in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And as I've just said previously, a lot of YouTubers have already made content on this, and if you've been following my channel, or if you're new to my channel, you'd know that I'm flying in VR quite regularly in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I'm not making videos on it because with the HP Reverb G2 there is only a 1080p mirror. But anyway guys, I'm not excited to bring you content from the helicopter. I decided for this video, what the hell, let's go ahead, because I have watched some other YouTubers online who do somewhat seem to be struggling with the flight controls. Helicopters aren't easy to fly, and someone I know who's just recently gone to Microsoft Flight Simulator says they've always had trouble with helicopters. So quickly, we're going to do a flight, we're going to fly out, we're going to pick up 2 local landmarks, and then we're going to come back and see if we can land successfully. That's the hardest part. Just in front of us, that joystick there is the cyclonic stick. I think the easiest analogy I can say to you to explain this is that if you've ever spun a spinning plate on a stick, and the plate's spinning fast enough that if you move that stick forwards or backwards or left or right, that the spinning plate tilts forwards, backwards, left and right very slightly. That is exactly what that stick does for the rotors above. If we push it forward, it noses the helicopter forward and creates a small amount of lift at the same time. Same as if we pull it back, it pulls the helicopter back and creates lift backwards, makes you go backwards. If you move it to the right, it moves the helicopter over and you sort of skew to the right or left. Also in a helicopter, down here, this big thing there that looks like a handbrake is called the collective. And that will lower and raise the helicopter blades, creating more or less lift. It's also got a throttle control at the end of it that controls the torque of the blades of the helicopter to reduce or increase lift. We've also in front of us got 2 pedals. Some of you used to aviation might associate those as rudder pedals. What they actually do is alter the speed of the tail rotor on the back to help move the helicopter left or right when we're in the air. So flying a helicopter is patting your head and touching your stomach in opposite ways at the same time. You're controlling 3 control surfaces all at once. But anyway, I've already spoken to the ATC. We've got clearance to taxi out to runway 33. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slightly raise the collective. And as you can see, we're just starting to get a small amount of lift. I'm going to turn the cyclonic stick slightly to the right just so we start moving sideways. I'm going to put it back just so we clear that person. Bring the tail rotor and we're going to get a small forward momentum. And we're still going to go to the side. We're not going to go too high initially or too fast. There are some vehicles to our right hand side, so we're going to climb up a little bit more. I'm going to bring the speed back slightly. I'm going to get a turn and I'm going to tilt the helicopter a bit more collective, so we're dropping down then. See, helicopters can rise very, very quickly and gain speed very quickly, so I'm going to come back, we're going to knock that speed away. There is the runway in front of us, that is for runway 33. I'm going to bring the tail rotor round, and this is where we wait for clearance to go. I'm going to tilt the helicopter back again because we're gaining a lot of speed here and height. Just raise collective.
777 is type 1 mile southeast of Birmingham, 600 feet. Request flight following.
Southbound 777 Birmingham approach. Squawk 0302.
Right, so we're on the approach now. We've been given the go ahead.
Squawk
So I'm going to
0302,
slowly get us lined up.
Southbound 777 radar contact 1 mile.
Right, we're clear on the runway. I'm going to get us turning. We're going to pick up the runway now in front of us. Bit of forward momentum.
777.
Collective forward a bit more. Sorry, yep. There we go. And there we are. We're maintaining runway heading. And we're going to fly off runway 33. Raise the collective a bit more now. We've got a nice forward momentum. So with helicopters, it doesn't raise the airspeed instantly. You've got to actually get moving for it to register the airspeed. As we're going along about 60, 76 knots, and like I say, we're just going to fly up. We've got raise the collective a bit more. Let's put a bit of a climb on now. There we go. So we're going to fly out runway 33. We're going to go over the park, just the back of Stetchford here. So just a steady fly out. Airspeed's quite high now, so I'm just going to bring that back a bit. Can't remember the names. It's Stetchford Valley Country. It's not Stetchford. Can't think of the name of it, but you can go there and view the planes just at the back of the glide scope for runway 15. So we're just flying out now. And what we're going to be doing, guys, we're going to pick up the M6 motorway. Now the difference in a helicopter to an aircraft has got somewhat of a letterbox view out in front of you. You can look out the side windows, but your view is restricted. Being in this helicopter, it's like being in your very own London Eye bubble, and you get to see so much more of what's going on around you. So we're just going to be going over the Chelmsley Wood area very shortly, and then we're going to intercept the runway, pick that up. And we're going to, once we've got the M6, we're going to fly left and just follow that down for a minute, because we're going to be going to part of the famous motorway network / joining Birmingham city centre up. It's called Spaghetti Junction. A lot of you may have seen it on TV before. We're making good progress at the minute. The motorway is just behind that tree line in front of us. If you look up, there it is. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a left turn. So we're just going to do a bit of a left turn to intercept the M6. Doing a bit of left tail rotor as well to help the helicopter rotate. Got quite some speed going on, so I'm going to bring the nose back up. And there is the M6 motorway just below us. A little bit hazy this morning, it's not too bad. And the view you get up from here, guys. I mean, I know the scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator, when you get up close, it's a bit glitchy, still needs a lot of improvement, but just the fact we have this level of scenery detail, guys, it's amazing, it really is. And if you want to learn your local area from the air, there's no other way like this. So guys, just below us, just down in the corner there, just to my right, just to the right of the helicopter instrumentation, is Spaghetti Junction. And this is one of the things I wanted to show you. What we're going to do, we're just going to drop our height a little bit. And that is the Spaghetti Junction motorway network that links the local area. It joins the A38 that goes into Birmingham city centre. It links the M5, the M6 and the M1 motorways. And just below us there is the Tyburn Road. That's where the overpass is just coming off there. And then on the other side is the link into Erdington. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to do a bit of a right turn over this. And down to our left is something else I was just going to highlight. I'll bring our speed up. To our left there, you can just see out the left hand window, just next to my good lady, is the Aston Villa Football Club. That's right, so I brought the speed right back. When I go too slow, we'll end up hovering. So what we're going to do, bring the collective down. We're going to start losing a bit of height. We'll go a bit more forwards. We don't want to lose too much airspeed. Okay, we're going to start dropping down. We'll go and have a look at Aston Villa Football Club. I used to be an avid football fan many years ago. More I was in my 20s. And I used to go down to the Villa for the weekly matches. Used to stand in the Holt End when it was standing before they turned it into an all-seater stadium. So we're going to lose a bit more height on the collective. As you can see, guys, there it is down there. I'm going to fly over the top of it, get a bit more of a view. We'll go past the steps to the Holt Suite. At the end, that car park, and you'll see the steps in a minute, is where they're doing a lot of jabs for the Birmingham area. Go and get your vaccine there. Right, we're going to do a bit of a turn over it. I mean, this is just cool, guys. It really is. Just behind, I think that's the Aston Church there. Don't know its actual church name, unfortunately. But there you go. There is the Villa ground. There's the football field. We're just going to do our turn, left turn, just round by it. Aston Hall down there as well. Just going to keep the key cyclonic stick forward a bit. We don't want to lower our airspeed too much. I'm going to turn that out, keep our forward momentum, and then what I'm going to do, I will in a minute, we'll spin round and we'll just look at the Holt End there. We'll just turn this round just so you can see we are coming into a bit of a hover. Bit more nose forward, speed up. And there are the steps to the Holt End and the Holt Suite there. As I say, that's where they're doing a lot of the COVID vaccines. Aston Villa. Right, guys, we're going to pick this back up. I'm going to climb up actually, so we're quite near the church below us. Right, we're going to intercept the M6 again. Go back over Spaghetti Junction. And drop down on the collective just a little bit so we don't climb too high, and we're going to follow this round. A38 and M6 just by us there, just going over, back over Spaghetti, bit of a right on the tail rotor, just out the turn, and we're going to pick this back up, guys. It's going to be the M6 motorway here. And there is the drop off to Tyburn Road. Know Tyburn Road very well. Now, guys, I did pick a black helicopter as a bit of a pud. I've got quite an interest in the paranormal, UFO, mysteries, things like that. Whole, you know, for how big our universe is, how many stars there are. And as we're about to find out with the James Webb Telescope in a few years' time, that I think there is abundant planets out there that can support life. So just my interest in that whole genre, I thought I've got to have a black helicopter. So what we're doing, we're just flying back down the M6, and I'm going to turn right in a minute. We're going to just re-intercept the runway, and we're going to go for a landing. Now, landing the helicopter is the most difficult part in your flight. Because when it's near the ground, that's where it gets very difficult to control, because as you get nearer the ground, the lift changes a lot. So there is the runway, so I'm going to make my right turn now. I'm going to keep our momentum going. There we go. So there is runway 15. We're not going to land on the runway. What we're going to do, we're going to come in on the Almden side of the airport, and there is a small, well, it's not small for this helicopter, there's an area that where planes can do a full swing round, and we're going to use that as our helipad. You'll see that in a minute. So we are still climbing. What I'm going to do, knock the collective back. We don't want to go too high now. We want to be thinking about reducing our altitude. We don't want to be too slow either. We've got to clear this area. And it is a nice start to the day in Birmingham today. It's got to be about 10:15 now, I imagine, something like that. So our speeds drop down quite a lot, so I'll let the nose drop down. We'll get pick up a bit more speed. We are losing just about 200 feet per minute. Should be about right for where we were aiming to get to. I'm just going to bring this nose forward, otherwise this is going to turn into a 30-minute video. A bit more forward momentum. So there on the right hand side of the airport is the Almond side. That's where they do a lot of training, flight training. I think that's where if I'm right in saying, it could have changed, that's where the fire department sort of live, over that side of the runway, emergency services and that. I flew out from there when I've done some of my flights from Birmingham International in I can't remember, I think it was a Cessna 172. Something I'd still love to learn to fly. So I love about the VR and simulators. They just enable you to do what you can't afford to do in real life, basically. Yeah, still a bit of a high cost to get into it, and then you're always chasing more expensive hardware. And talking of more expensive hardware, hopefully the RTX 3080 Ti will be announced next week. I'm going to go for one if the price is right. If they price it at a ridiculous price, I'm not going to bother, so fingers crossed. And then the price is right, maybe I will bag one, who knows. I'm pretty sure every man and his dog who wants a graphics card at the minute will try and go for one. But you never know. Let's be positive, guys. So next week I could have a 3080 Ti and I could start bringing you better videos. Because to be honest, with the 2080 Ti, if you're just playing VR on your own in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's more than adequate enough to run it with a bit higher settings. But as soon as I start recording the same GPU, it is struggling a little bit, I'm going to admit. Right guys, right in front of us, just where that centre road crosses the runway, is the bit we're going to be using to land. So we are coming in quite slowly, but to be honest, the slower you come in, the easier your landing will be, because coming in with high speed as a helicopter as a novice is a lot to cope with. So everything's going on at the minute, so the pace is just a little bit slow. Just bring it forward just a little bit. Right. As we get nearer to where we want to put the helicopter down, I'm going to bring the nose back and just drop the collective a little bit more. So we want to be a bit nearer the ground now. Bringing the nose up as well, so bring our speed up a bit, down a bit, sorry. Right, well, I'm liking this modelling. I'm playing with the Xbox controller. I can feel when the rotors really start struggling. When you go into a hover, or the speed sort of going too slow to stall the helicopter. So we are coming in a very steady pace, but to say for a novice person it's the easiest thing to do. It's probably one of the slowest landings in the world, but I'm going to try and get it down on the first attempt. Our height's not too bad at the minute. This helicopters, things start coming up on you very quickly. Right, we're dropping the collective now. I want to get our height down a bit more. want to go. We're struggling with the lift now, so I'm going to bring the collective back up. We still want to be bringing it down, keeping our forward momentum a bit. Right, this is where we've got to bring it forward to keep moving. And we want to... Right, this is probably one of the steadiest helicopter landings you'll ever see. Right, come across a bit. A very skilled pilot would just come in, sort of flare and put it down, but I'm not at that level at the minute. Right, we're right where we want to be. Let's get it back now. We want to get it into sort of a hover. Okay, gonna bring the collective down a bit more, go forward a bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Coming over a bit. Now we've gone too far forward. We got it to the back. Oh. Just really want to stop forward motion. Well, guys, this is so difficult. So I think I might do. Let's swing it round. What I want to do. Oh, I want to go. Just bring it back round. Oh, no, it's gone wrong, it's gone wrong. Right, I put too much forward motion in. Swing that round, do that again. No, I've really cobbled this up, guys. I mean, in practice, I've put this down every... almost every time first go. It's just typical. Right, forward momentum, and it into the wind. There we go. Speed back a bit, speed back a bit. Right, get it where I want it. Collective down, forward, forward. Tilt it forward. Come on, come on, we can do it. Right, it back. And not the best. That wasn't the best at all, but we are down. It's one of those, guys, it's practice, practice, practice. Sadly, in this video, when I've gone to record it, I've made a hash of it. Before, I've pretty much got it down on the first attempt, but oh well, it is what it is. Guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Really gutted that the HP Reverb G2's mirror is still 1080p. If it was 4K, I'd be bringing a lot more VR content from Microsoft Flight Simulator. But anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon in the next one.